It appears Horizon Point Station is still in the process of being reconstituted. The rift itself is also more unstable than ever. As a result, landing closer to the location of the Protectorate's large-scale rift anomaly modulator is not possible. In order to modify it with the rift data you processed in the archive, you will need to travel to its location on foot and seize it from Protectorate control. The Order and Auntie's Choice have sent their forces, as promised, but they will need to find their own landing zones. You may be without assistance as you navigate the station. The energy readings from the modulator can be traced to the Sovereign's flagship, Providence, hovering on the far side of the station. Hypothesizing. Given Protectorate hierarchy and the recent announcement about the Sovereign's mental refreshment, this is likely the Consul's doing. He will need to be stopped.
And I know just how to stop him. Get me close and I'll make it quick.
Consul's motives are unknown. While destruction may be the result, it may not be the goal. Warning. The rift is growing dangerously unstable. Using the rift modulator on board the Providence is the only way to prevent certain destruction of the colony.
I can foresee a few likely instances where you could use my skills and experience, including snapping DeVries' neck in a picosecond if she steps out of line.
The modulator is secured. It may be used to close the rift and save Arcadia and all those in its orbit. There is minimal room for error, Commander. Good luck. Preparing obligatory encouragement. You can do it, Commander.
We should keep moving, Commander. See what I can do.
No time for a chit-chat, dear. We have a rift to attend to.
So close. The rift. It's magnificent. When we've done what we came to do, it's finally time. I shall soon be reborn into perfection. Thank you for bringing me here.
interminable void are we looking at here? Everything that's been reconstituted appears maladjusted, imperfect, defective. Yes, that's definitely the Sovereign's ship.
Station to determine who introduced the flaw into our perfect skip. Manufacturing process. We must all fulfill our duty to the protector.
Is this what happens when someone clings too tightly to the past?
We're all in this together. The Skip Drive is our legacy. It is our mandate. It is who we are. And it falls to you, the eyes, the ears, the brains of Horizon Point Station to determine who introduced the flaw into our perfect Skip Drive manufacturing process. We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate, but none of us can do it alone. Remember, we're all in this together. The Skip Drive is our legacy. It is our mandate. It is who we are. And it falls to you, the eyes, the ears, the brains of Horizon Point Station to determine who introduced the flaw into our perfect Skip Drive manufacturing process. We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate, but none of us can do it alone. Remember, we're all in this together. The Skip Drive is our legacy. It is our mandate. It is who we are. And it falls to you, the eyes, the ears, the brains of Horizon Point Station to determine who introduced the flaw into our perfect Skip Drive manufacturing process. We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate, but none of us can do it alone. Remember, we're all in this together. The Skip Drive is our legacy. It is our mandate. It is who we are. And it falls to you, the eyes, the ears, the brains of Horizon Point Station to determine who introduced the flaw into our perfect Skip Drive manufacturing process.
This poor boy. Someone put him back together all wrong. Yeah. Proceeding to attack. Engaging. Scoping
Taking out a hostile.
Combatant scanned. I have a fix.
Henry, exposure duplicity.
Really? Shouting? Go for torpification. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Henry, exposure under management.
Target active. It isn't always subtle with its warnings, is it not? Yeah.
Should be able to sort this out with the rift modulator.
Attention! This is your Auntie calling. Per our agreement, Auntie's choice support ships, including the fine print, the contingency plan, and the upper hand, are headed your way. Order forces are on a similar trajectory.
And here I was sure neither would show. That the corporatists would find a contractual loophole, and the self-important scienticians would prove mathematically they shouldn't be here.
still possess that shield modulator, yes?
Debris ship. She seems to have more sense of self-preservation than we do.
This is Augustine DeVries, formerly of the Earth Directorate. Consider this a recording for posterity. The Consul of the Protectorate is responsible for the twisted wreckage of this station. It is my hope that whatever you find here will save the rest of the galaxy from this fate. Know that I did my level best to stop him. But if you are listening, it is likely I have failed in my mission. Yet again. For that, I am sorry.
Aggressor at hand.
Never questioned, never doubted. Their zeal never lagged.
Ratcheting up my aggression. Hiding and seeking.
Melding with shadows activated.
Hostilities are afoot.
Well gone, dagger drawn.
Medics and pharmaceutical provisions incoming. And we're right behind them with a delivery of Auntie's Choice finest supplies. Soon you'll say, that is better than nature.
Adjusting calculations. Hold fire on our allies.
Investigating hostile intentions.
Shrouding up.
I'll handle this. Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Standing by to stupefy. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Enemy spotted.
Hiding and peeking.
Shadow melding activated.
focus on their weaknesses. Torpificator is charged. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Exposure. Undervalued. Functioning.
The Order thanks you for your tactful negotiations with Auntie's Choice. Supplies are available upon proceeding.
Supplies and medical attention are available to you, Commander. Please, proceed.
Be mindful of where you step. Chasms are everywhere.
Why did you make me do this? Why?
Hey, this one can talk.
Get away from me. See them? They were my teammates and they didn't listen neither. You'll end up just the same.
Agent Pascal, calm yourself. You are not in your right mind.
Don't you talk to me like you know me. Wait. Commander? Is that you? No. No, this must be some kind of trick. Oh, what's happening to me? So it is you. Thank law. I don't understand what happened, Commander. Something was wrong with Sandoval and Jepson. They glowed like they were aflame. They ran in, jumped at me, clawed at me. Law, I had to kill them.
Then they weren't too dissimilar from the troopers we encountered outside. This is concerning.
I don't understand what's happening. Everything was fine. Till the explosion. I was pinned. Fire closed in. I tried to move. I tried to find the rookie. Then the whole station shook and tore apart. And then... nothing.
That explains it. She was left alive, just long enough for the rift to take her. That's why the reconstitution worked on her. To some extent.
Wait. There was something else. Sandoval was yelling. DeVries wasn't responding to comms. What happened? Don't tell me the situation got too fluid for you, DeVries. That it?
Certainly not. I was focused on the objective, as every one of your crew should have been. Isn't that right, Commander?
Yeah. Something tells me that ain't quite true.
That's right. It wouldn't do to have any distractions. I'm thankful that you understand.
Oh. But everything ain't right, is it? That thing in the sky. It's done something to me, I think. And to Sandoval. And Jepson. But I ain't sure what.
The Protectorate are attempting to reconstitute the station to how it was moments before destruction. That includes you. But it's failing. I'm sorry.
So I've come back from death to some... what? Some warped version of life? All because of some twisted experiment? Is that about right? You can help me, though. Right, Commander? You can do something to fix this. How much time? With the way I'm bleeding out, I ain't sure how long I can hold on. Then go bring the fight to those bastards. I'll do my best to hold on.
Pascal? Helen? I can stay with you for a moment, if you'd like. Might help with the wait for the commander.
Yeah, all right. Maybe you can patch me up some if things take a turn. Hurry back, huh? I'll keep the porch light on.
Forged an alliance between Auntie's Choice and the Order, ain't you? We got supplies and medical support for you up ahead.
Those people, did they just appear from the rifts? They don't look right.
You with Auntie?
Hold clear.
We brought supplies.
You may
We're here
approach,
to
Commander.
help.
We've got supplies at the ready.
Initial observations conclude that the subject does not possess major ailments. Any injuries you may have sustained appear to be mild. Perhaps the worst of it is all in your mind? Any treatments or supplies you may require are complimentary at the request of our presiding bishop. May the numbers guide you. We shall stand by for further orders.
Greetings! In what particular way are you afflicted?
Step right up for the most exorbitant medical care money can usually buy. I say usually because Auntie has declared a rare exception for you. Our esteemed accomplice, just for you, will cure all physical ailments on the house. Today only. No catch. Well, technically I'm barred from practicing medicine in Arcadia. Auntie herself reversed the ban since we're on a mission outside official jurisdiction. It's all a technicality. I have been fully certified by the finest. Well, no time for explanations. Do you want my help or not?
Initial observations conclude that the subject does not possess major ailments.
Incoming Protectorate. Looks like they're heading to the skip lab.
Scan.
Engaging camouflage. Contact lost.
Resorting to violence.
They won't see
ready, Commander.
Entering. Exposure. Undermining. Functioning.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Exposure. Undermining. Functioning.
Weather melding activated, Commander.
Hostilities of target analyzed. Lay down fire. Well, despite the low probability of such an occurrence, a rift and a plasma hazard are directly blocking our path to the Sovereign's ship. Suggest we scour the area. The scientists here were unlikely near the caliber of the Order, but perhaps they left something useful. Yeah, that's all rather intriguing. Obsidian rift equation solved. Now we only need return to the terminal and input it.
Awaiting orders. I can't hear orders. Ugh! Why are you switching? Orders! Misunderstood!
Scientist Bernard Rand, sent to Horizon Point Station by order of the Consul. While monitoring the reconstitution, I picked up strange readings in the old skip lab. The core appears to be pulling plasma tightly around it, not unlike a planet and its moons. Fascinating, though it thwarts my attempts to gather more data. Fortuitously, in searching the remains of the lab, I found an equation that could manipulate the core just enough to clear the chamber. And my way to professional acclaim. Let this be a record of Protectorate ingenuity. Bernard Rand, the man who marched fearlessly into chaos and tamed it.
So, we need an equation to clear the plasma interaction with the rift. Science to the rescue.
Self-preservation a priority.
Sharpen up. Hostiles nearby.
Reckon I oughta...
Mobilizing. Did fancy himself a scientist.
Plagiarism. How shameful. Yet not entirely unexpected. Sovereign was doing calculations here? Never struck me as being mathematically inclined.
Rift secure.
Observations in the laboratory? Our projections are off by orders of magnitude.
Sovereign, save us. Montserrat's hypothesis was correct all along. The results of the experiments were faulty. Capture the readings. We'll let the blame settle as it lies.
Data retrieval complete. I hope the others return shortly.
Haste to get to the Providence. We have business with that rift.
Unfriendly nearby.
Made it in free of undue kerfuffle. Now to unseal that hangar.
Attention, crew deck. Intruder alert. Be vigilant.
Never hurts to give the enemy more targets to shoot at, I suppose. Ratcheting up my aggression.
There in the hold! A foe!
I'm back to stand. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Adversary vulnerability.
Favorite morally gray contractor. Join me. We have important business to discuss. Come, quickly now. Well, glad you finally jimmied that open. Things are getting appreciably worse out there. We're running out of time to seize the rift and force it into corporeal insolvency. The presiding bishop wished for me to relay a message to you. Why she couldn't send her own courier, I couldn't say, but I'll attempt to simplify. The rift modulator is on the science deck, one floor up. Deck access is restricted without proper credentials. Imagine that twice as long and in the form of a distance problem. That means, of course, you'll either need to pilfer an access card, swindle some daft sod out of it, or find some other way around the deck restrictions. Well, I shouldn't know. Perhaps search the pockets of those you've killed, Or find an air duct to shimmy through, or a staircase to climb? Any more troops in here, they'd be tripping over one another. Don't you worry. These are the best paid closers in my fleet, and worth every bit. We'll hold here to ensure you aren't flanked by reinforcements as you delve deeper in. Don't fritter away your lives cheaply now. I've made a significant investment in you.
Greetings, subject. Please note that any attempts to haggle will result in an automated reprimand. Please make a request. This ship is only for authorized Protectorate subjects. You are on this ship. Thus, you are a Protectorate subject. If you are not a Protectorate subject, please purchase a weapon from this unit and shoot yourself. Displaying inventory.
going on down there, Deck 01? I saw an intruder alert. Acknowledged. This intercom is to be used for emergencies only. Misuse of this intercom will result in prompt arrest and correction of the perpetrator. Now, how can I assist you, Deck 01? How many times must I explain this to you all down there? Every subject aboard the Providence must keep their deck access credentials on their person at all times. If you misplaced your access card, Sovereign help you, because I surely cannot. Perhaps a colleague would be willing to lend you theirs,
Deviating from the baseline.
Seeking cover. Unfriendly company.
Investigating hostile intentions. Hiding and seeking.
Unscrupulous criminal element. Please note that by entering this restricted area, you may be subject to mental refreshment, gory execution, and/or verbal abuse. Mental refreshment protocol, not found. Execution protocol, not found. Commencing verbal abuse. By speaking with this unit from a restricted area, you have earned an additional demerit. Please report for punishment. Then speak to this unit again if you continue to live. By speaking with this unit from a restricted area, you have earned an additional demerit. Please report for punishment. Then speak to this unit again if you continue to live. Loading reprimand. Your actions shame the console. This unit acknowledges that the concept of pay may be strange and alarming. Please note that theft will result in punishments that are infinitely more strange and alarming. Loading reprimand. You are Fascinerus. Reminder, any and all screams of agony will be reported to your superior. How might this unit bolster or reduce your current blood volume? Doctor-patient confidentiality is currently enabled. Unit cannot share patient details. Forgetting complete. Note, by viewing inventory, user admits they possess foreign currency and shall submit to inspection, interrogation, and/or violent beating by security. Displaying inventory.
About to get ugly, Commander. Unless you'd like to avoid the direct approach.
I'll handle this.
They won't see me coming, Commander.
I have a fix on their weaknesses.
Narrowing sensor range.
Melding with shadows activated. Shadow melding activated, Commander.
Investigating hostile. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Engaging camouflage.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Melding with shadows activated.
That wasn't so difficult now, was it? Proceeding to attack.
Shouting.
Target analyzed. Leg amplificator at ready status.
They won't see me coming, Commander.
Attention. Due to the sensitive information...
What? We need access credentials now? Enough of this. Let's just start killing. Far simpler. That rift modulator's gotta be somewhere around here.
Swift disciplinary action.
Handle this.
We have an intruder.
Back and scan.
Intruder! Activated,
Commander. Mobilizing.
Hiding and seeking. That modulator is a bit too large for us to be absconding with it, Commander. Let's see if we can find more information about it.
Hostilities are afoot.
Well done. Dagger drawn.
Got a live one.
Resorting to violence.
They won't see me coming, Commander.
But their corpse might here. Check it for info on the modulator module. Ratcheting up by a crescent. Building with shadow. On their weaknesses. Combatant scan. For combatant analysis. On their weaknesses. Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Recharged for mayhem!
Proceeding to attack. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Resorting to violence.
Cyber melding activated, Commander.
uninterrupted hours. Unit presently scheduled for rest period. Never.
Processing report. Rift restoration analysis. Compiled by Chief Scientist Monserrate. Marked for delivery to Consul Thoreau.
Esteemed Consul, after much analysis, my conclusion is that the modulator we have worked tirelessly to build will not function as intended when used for reconstituting matter from rifts. Every test of reconstitution has resulted in demonstrable failure. Proceeding as we are now with Horizon Point Station will surely lead to severe, unanticipated consequences. The modulator is only effective at closing rifts from unsafe distances. Using it to close exacerbated rifts will certainly lead to the destruction of any vessel carrying it. Unfortunately, the data that we originally had hoped for from the ancient rifts detected in the far reaches of space untouched by humanity has not yielded any of its secrets. And we are now out of time. All of our recent readings suggest that we're on the verge of losing control of this rift. I recommend diverting from our current plan before it is too late for Arcadia. I've included extensive notes and annotations appended to the modulator schematics to substantiate these conclusions. I know you will guide us wisely, my dear Consul.
Schematic secured. These rift coordinates are deep into unexplored space. That contradicts most rift causation theories, or hints at more troubling implications.
We can concern ourselves with that later. First, let's find the console.
Look at you, here before me. Surprised you could outrun these new legs of mine. They're what everyone's going to be wearing next fall. Well, I'm here now. Where's the rift modulator? So Consul Thoreau has everything directly under his control. I'd say that's remarkably competent for the Protectorate, but he is the one who's been pulling their strings all along. Did you find anything else of note? Wait, what? But rifts are caused by skip drive travel. Human-piloted skip drive travel. How is that possible? Nothing would please me more. Just think! Another form of intelligent life to sell goods to. A chance to create needs no one ever knew existed for beings we never knew existed. Much as I'm intrigued by the significance of all this, there's no time to dwell on it now. We need to confront the Consul. You might be savvy enough to talk him down, but his type requires a deft touch. You'll need to break him down brick by brick. If you're too adversarial, he'll simply shut down. In this case, his toys contain significant firepower, and he'll be training them directly on us. So yes, let's try not to upset him unduly now. And in case you aren't quite as sharp as you appear, be ready to fight.
We didn't come all this way to negotiate. If he won't stand down, there are other ways, which I prefer, to be frank.
The more we debate, the more time we squander. We must resupply and shore up whatever defenses we have quickly. And if you've something to say to any of us, Commander, I suggest you say it while you have the chance. No telling what awaits us beyond that door. Standing around's got me jumpy. After you...
Looks like the end of the line, Commander. Just wanted to say again, I can't thank you enough for all you've done for me. I'll think of you every time I'm forced to strike down a former compatriot from the Dawn. Assuming we don't die here and we're not enjoying the perfection of the rifts, that is. Never. Victory doesn't mean we'll survive. But never worry. If we die, I'm making certain the console goes with us.
Seems like our mission's almost complete, Commander. One way or the other. Before we finish this, I wanted to thank you. Showed me I still had more to learn. You and this crew, this little family of ours. Oh, understood, Commander. I'm not fully comfortable expressing emotion either. But I acknowledge having it now. Just in time, too. May all our travails add to the equation.
Oh, before I forget, here. This might help you serve our mutual interests.
Never would I ever have believed Auntie Cleo herself would walk through that door. But I haven't time to linger in the novelty. Sentinels, if you would.
Do I appear like someone afraid of a few guns? Give it up, Emery. You've lost this war. Have some dignity. You're coming off desperate.
On the contrary, this desperate action is what will save all of Arcadia and rid it forever of trespassers like you. Do not place his decision at my feet. I know it's difficult for the likes of you to fathom the concept of self-sacrifice, but he chose mental refreshment for the good of us all. And what am I to do but carry on his legacy? What am I to do but achieve what he could not? I'll only be killing a select number permanently. The worthy, however, will be resurrected and reformed so they may reach their full potential. Open your mind, Commander. Yes, I know well who you are. In any other situation, I might be compelled to take you apart and see how precisely it is you operate, but time, it would seem, isn't on your side. You are a relic of an impotent institution, propelled forward by nothing more than luck and foolhardy metal. Indeed. Rarely are there enough measures to keep the most tenacious of sprats from gnawing their way in. I've been following your progress closely, you know, since you so unceremoniously caused our Vox relay to crash into Fairfield. When you began your dealings with the Order and the Corporatists, I thought that perhaps having a chaotic element in their midst could work in our favor. But now you're here, scurrying around my ship and attempting to thwart the Protectorate yet again. You think yourself clever, don't you? The Sovereign is indisposed, leaving myself as the sole custodian of Arcadia. What's his is mine. And the victory I inevitably clench over you, over anyone, will be his in turn, even if he's not here to bask in it. Such bravado is unbecoming when you can't make good on your promises, Commander. Tell me, did you manage to stop us from bringing your peace talks to a swift end? As I recall, Greater Tranquility was reduced to little more than mangled ruins in a single moment.
You used the peace talks as a test run for this.
It was a modest success. I had hoped it'd hobble Auntie's choice in the Order once and for all, but it has proven to be a valuable lesson in patience. I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that vacant expression on your face, it would appear you've no idea what I intend. It's only a crime in your estimation. When one clinches a decisive victory, who among the living would dare complain about the methodology? Using the very rift modulator on this ship, we will destroy Arcadia and edit the information stored within the resulting rift, all to reshape our colony into its perfect form. Horizon Point's destruction all those years ago was a tragedy, yes, but without it, we might never have opened our eyes to our true purpose, and the possibility of Arcadia's rebirth. When the matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity. We're now writing our path, and I will do my part as the architect intended. Intrepid, aren't you? Well, what's relevant is what came after. Our matriarch dissected this skip drive technology, learned its secrets, and enabled us to produce them en masse, which eventually led to the manifestation of rifts. But it was not until well after Horizon Point's untimely end that we understood the opportunity gifted us. The opportunity to reconstruct the colony in its perfect form. It is as the Grand Architect designed. And believe you me, I've no intention of letting you thwart our securing of a better future, one free of doubt and greed. I've found when most people haven't a leg to stand on, they fall back into performative insouciance in an attempt to redirect the conversation. Always brazen, rarely effective. Listen closely. This is the work of the Grand Plan, guiding us toward humanity's ascension. Everything exists for this purpose. Since you took your time scurrying about my ship, presumably rifling through our things, I assume you also found information about the far-off rifts in untraversed space. That alone should tell you that we don't make our own circumstances. It seems they were made by the ship our matriarch found. A curiosity, isn't it? Without this discovery, we may never have realized the power we now possess with the rifts. Yes, the great architect works in mysterious ways. What else can I do but what is bidden? And yet, what is meant to be, will be. It matters not what path you tread, if the destination has been preordained. Now, as fascinating as your pseudo-intellectual musings have been to witness, I've reached my limit. It's your time that's running out, not mine. So go on, tell me all the ways I'm wrong. Better yet, tell the whole room how His Eminence, the Sovereign, was wrong. This was originally his plan, after all. I am merely a partner seeing it carried out. Yes, well, we also lost the support of the Order. But can one truly call that a loss? We would have drowned already in the seas of war with the weight of their inaction around our necks. The same can be said for any subject who wavers. They are dead weight, and we must cast them off straight away. Once I win the war and leave those naysayers behind, harsh action will be swiftly forgotten. And once I provide for the needs of my subjects, I will have them forever. Indeed. That's why my strongest supporters wholeheartedly believe in me, and the Protectorate cause. So which is it? Can my people see reason, as you so aptly put it? Or are they mindless drones needing desperately to be saved by you? It cannot be both. Every traitor in our midst, thousands of loyalists remain. If anyone attempts to move against me, they are merely announcing themselves as the chaff to be cut. They promptly will be. Note that all the brightest, most efficient Protectorate minds were assigned to the Sentinels to ensure the history of Arcadia is not sullied. The Arbiters, they've quite outlived their usefulness. Just one more thing I intend to fix. The people will understand in time. They only care that they are provided for. Oh, you say? But you've yet to deliver any compelling evidence.
I doubt you've had anyone capable checking your calculations. You don't strike me as particularly thorough, or much of a heavy thinker.
I am the chosen shepherd of Arcadia and will not be spoken to like this. I am only doing what I must to restore this colony to what our matriarch envisioned. Free of war, strife, heresy. Must know that you have little chance of swaying me. I will not be distracted from taking what is owed to us. And what is your definition of wrong? Have you anything substantial to back such a claim? I see. Well, the man was always a cynic. I find that attitude can skew results even more than a thumb on the scale might. One data point means little. The Protectorate was clearly meant to harness this power. Nothing you claim can disprove everything that points to this reality. I will not be lectured by an outsider. It's just like the Earth Directorate, or any other interloper, to claim to better know the customs of those they invade. Certainly if you had your way, you would claim Arcadia as yours, and rewrite history to suit your own aims. Heresy.
Found her correspondence with the First Bishop. She explicitly said she feared the Arcadian experiment would end as all similar projects did before it, in a crumbling heap of hubris.
Matriarch foresaw many things. To think that we were not set apart from lesser societies is humbling. And it appears we have fallen prey to the very thing she warned of. What do you mean, steered wrongly? If Reuben was not carrying out her wishes as intended, then the Protectorate have strayed far from the Matriarch's light. Regardless of how I may have misstepped before, I am not in the wrong now. All your so-called arguments are pure hearsay. Doesn't matter what you bring before me. I stand firm in the knowledge that I am following the grand plan, and that I will be vindicated. And leave the traitors and invaders alive? No! Death is the only way forward. We can only be made pure from the ashes, despite whatever supposed proof you have to the contrary. Aim? If you cannot see the truth of my devotion written plain, then now I see why you are against me so. But you are wrong about the risk. We are losing this war. It is inevitable. The victors will brutally subdue us until we become corrupted. Until we forget our principles, our history. The very core of who we are. It is better that we perish together as proud protectorate. Proud Arcadians. Preserving our purity is a mercy. More than that, is it not love? Even through extreme hardship and the tyranny of corporatists? Even if every aspect of the framework we've established is torn down around them? Oh. No. We have raised a stalwart people. Instilled principles of the Protectorate in them from their first breath. Perhaps I must trust that they've taken our teachings to heart. There may yet be other ways to save my beloved Arcadia, but I cannot be the one to see them to their completion. I surrender. What? Oh, by the matriarch. It seems we have a problem. The rift has... well, it has nearly destabilized completely. And the modulator cannot close it in its current state from a safe distance. Destruction of Arcadia is imminent. Architect, help us. Though given your tenacity in preventing bloodshed, I don't believe you'll appreciate it. Chance yet remains. We must bring the modulator as close to the rift as possible. However, when the rift folds in on itself, this ship and its operator will not survive.
Looks like you're about to get everything you wanted. Condolences. I'm sure they'll build a nice statue in your honor.
Not surprised your arrogance put us in this position. Even less surprised that you're now looking around, asking who will suffer to get us out of it.
Let me be clear. I am not placing this burden upon your shoulders. This was my doing. And so it is my responsibility to set things right. I will give you time to vacate the ship. When you are clear, I will fly it into the rift myself. You are right. Arcadia will find its way without me. I'm not trying to be anything. This is my responsibility alone. Think what you wish of me, but this is something I will never shirk from.
I'm going with him. I am owed an existence in perfection after all I've done. What was it all for, if not this, damn it? I want to see the far side of existence with more than my eyes. I want to feel the cosmos with more than my fingers. This is my chance to be part of something beyond the drudgery of existence. A part of everything. I need this. You weren't even listening to me, were you? Fine. Have it your way. Cue the light show.
Go. Make what's left of your existence count.
Find someone else to kill, I guess. Assuming they don't suddenly decide to do something noble, too.
Let's get on with it, then.
And so, in the end, when the consul was faced with the undeniable errors in his logic, he chose to save Arcadia by closing the rift himself. He died hoping his sacrifice might make up for the disastrous decisions he had made. Paradise Island's Fairfield remained a burnt-out ruin following its destruction by the Vox station. Auntie's Choice was too preoccupied with galactic expansion to spare resources rebuilding one small company town. Vigilant Hogarth was declared a traitor to the Protectorate, along with most other Westport townsfolk. They were judged according to the paradigm, then sentenced to be executed until dead, forever tied to the city they could not protect. Auntie's Choice assumed control over the day-to-day workings of Matriarch's Mercy, the better to monitor their new colleagues in the Order. The monastery, however, returned to normal operation, tracking the clockwork of the grand plan. The monastery's abbot became a scapegoat for recent tragic events, having not detected Wiley's dastardly schemes. His superiors demoted him, mainly to show their corporatist allies that academics could keep their people in line too. Seer Wiley fled the Order and sought refuge in a backwater Arcadian town to contemplate his failings. As word of the ex-seer's arrival spread, people lined up for predictions. Forsaking the math that failed him, he offered obvious yet effective advice instead. Archivist Victor Clemens, having survived his encounter with the commander and manipulation by DeVries, ended up working as a janitor for Auntie's Choice, living a life of menial simplicity. After defending Fort Endurance against a fierce Mantisaur attack, Executive Warchek was awarded a commendation for profit-securing stalwartness, as well as promotion to regional manager. He eventually passed peacefully in his sleep at the scientifically astounding age of 6. Val continued to serve the commander of the Incognito faithfully for many more years than should be possible, giving automechs like her everywhere a reputation as stable and reliable. As a result, more Valerie units were put into service, while fewer human agents were deployed into the field. As he rose through the Earth Directorate ranks, Niles pressed for a field directive to deploy the new Val units only when the situation posed significant risk. The policy reduced agent casualties by a significant margin. Oddly enough, in-office deaths increased by a not insignificant margin. Agent Niles Ibarra achieved the rank of commander, earning renown as a formidable agent, unafraid to challenge the status quo within the Earth Directorate. He recruited his friend Zebulon Tran to the Earth Directorate, a gesture of gratitude for not airing the Directorate's dirty laundry. Together, they vowed to reform the agency from within, so it might never again bargain with authoritarian governments. Ultimately, Niles rose to the position of Secretary General. His term saw the Earth Directorate at its most popular, or, in the eyes of corporations and tyrannical governments, most feared. After thoughtful cogitation and calculation, Marisol slowly began to reject violence as the sole method for eliminating random variables. Not coincidentally, her social calendar began filling up. After Azza disbanded the Glorious Dawn, its members quietly tried to resume lives forever disrupted by the Arcadian conflict. As the cult's murderous legacy faded, average colonist life expectancy increased by 0.23%. Modulator schematics shared as joint intellectual property. Auntie's choice and the Order's partnership remained steady, despite the need for constant compromise. For a time, the Arcadia colony thrived. Auntie Cleo went through the motions of accommodating the Order, yet privately aspired to keep free trade anything but free. She began a new initiative. Any corporation or government that refused her trade conditions was promptly dealt with, either via takeover or strategic use of rifts. She made her first public appearance in years, inspiring a fashion trend in bubble helmets. In no time at all, she won more public support than Ruth, which she sought to use as leverage when the time was right. Rift without firm leadership, Protectorate subjects struggled with post-war life. A small band of hardliners collaborated to preserve their society in the face of Arcadia's new leadership. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. Release of the skip drive schematics to the public domain resulted in new and exciting opportunities for independent manufacturers. However, unchecked use of the drives would ultimately lead to an even greater proliferation of rifts, once again imperiling the galaxy. Fortunately, the Order stepped in. Leveraging their partnership with Auntie's Choice, the Order sold rift modulators to all skip drive manufacturers for a modest price, thus preventing another outbreak of rifts, while Auntie's Choice made a tidy profit. Rift compromise between the Order and Auntie's Choice led to prioritized assistance for the colonies that agreed to favorable trading terms. The so-called Auntie's Loyalty Program tripled the corporation's net worth. Meanwhile, the Order was able to sermonize their version of scientism alongside Auntie's marketing and PR onslaught, at least to colonies in Auntie's loyalty program. Many outside died because their rifts weren't closed in time. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions, social complexities, ubiquitous product placement, and arsenal of absurdly satisfying weaponry. But through it all, and to this day, Earth has remained inexplicably dark.
Congrats on reaching the ending. Well, an ending. Plenty more where that came from. How about another go? Additional playthroughs don't cost nothing. Yet.